Rating the drivers after the Spanish Grand Prix. So a heartbreaking race for every Ferrari fan. Charles Leclerc had the race under control and then out of nowhere he had an engine failure. But this isn't the race recap, so without wasting any more time, let's get into it. So we'll start with the lowest rated driver and move on to the best. This wasn't easy to decide because no one really had a bad drive, but the driver that lost out the most to his teammate was Alex Albon. So in P20 we have Alex Albon. He struggled a lot with his tires and just didn't have the pace today, giving him 1.5 stars. Moving on to P19, we have Zhou. I know the retirement was not his fault, but even before that, didn't have good pace compared to his teammate. He gets 2 stars. In P18, we have Daniel Ricciardo. Basically the same as Alex Albon. He didn't have good pace today. Also 2 stars for him. In P17, we have Lance Stroll. He was just way off the pace today and is also the last driver that gets 2 stars. Going to P16, Pierre Gasly. Finished more than a pit stop behind his teammate Yuki Chinoda, giving him 2.5 stars. In P15 we have Kevin Magnussen. I know the crash wasn't really his fault, as I see it as a racing incident, but he shouldn't have been so aggressive on lap 1. He threw away his whole race on lap 1. He didn't have bad pace, so he gets 2.5 stars. In P14 we have Mick Schumacher. Sadly, like I said in my prediction video, he does good in qualifying but drops off in the race. He also gets 2.5 stars. Now in P13 we have Yuki Chinoda. He did good today, giving him 3 stars. In P12 we have Sebastian Vettel. A bit like Yuki, his pace wasn't bad, he also gets a 3 star. P11 Esteban Ocon, not finishing far ahead of his teammate that started the race in P20, giving him 3 stars. Now let's go to the top 10. In P10 we have Nicholas Latifi. His best race of the season so far. He had a lot more pace than Alex Albon, he gets 3 stars for that. In 9th place we have Lando Norris. A bit of a below average weekend from him, he gets 3 stars. P8 is Carlos Sainz. He lost out because of a mistake he made, but he made a good comeback though, giving him 3.5 stars. In P7 we have Fernando Alonso, the other home hero. He had a good comeback, he also gets 3.5 stars, starting in P20 and getting 2 points. In P6 we have Valtteri Bottas. He had great pace today, lost a lot of time in that final stint after his tires just completely fell off the cliff, giving him 4 stars. P5 George Russell. He had a good race and he got his second podium for Mercedes. He has 4 stars. P4 Sergio Perez. He didn't have the same pace as Max, but he was still fast and he was consistent. Didn't make a single mistake. He followed team orders and gets 4 stars for that, but a decent bit above Russell and Bottas. Now going to the top 3. In 3rd place we have Lewis Hamilton. Might have been a podium if he didn't have the crash on lap 1, so a bit like Kevin Magnussen. If he didn't go so aggressive, he might have scored more points. He gets 4 stars. In P2 we have Max Verstappen. He had a crazy pace but lost out to Leclerc because he made a mistake and lost a lot of time because of that. He gets 4.5 stars. And in P1 Charles Leclerc. He had a flawless first few laps and it looked as if he would get an easy win, but out of nowhere his engine cut out and he had to retire. He gets 5 stars. I hope you enjoyed it and let me know in the comments down below what your ratings are. I'll see you in the next video.